Hello, this is going to be an example of web cache poisoning via an unkeyed header. This is using Burp Suite's labs. This lab is vulnerable to web cache poisoning because it handles input from an unkeyed header in an unsafe way. An unsuspecting user regularly visits the site's homepage. To solve the lab, poison the cache with a response that executes alert document.cookie in the visitor's browser. I've already opened this lab and I have proxied the request to the home page, and I'm going to send that to the repeater. Now I'm just going to send this through. Okay, so take note here on the response header on line 6, X cache miss. So the goal here is we want to what's called bust or clear the cache of the server and eventually put a malicious payload on the server so that other users who come to visit this website will be fed this malicious payload and we can exploit that. So first things first, we need to use the what's called a cache buster. Just for purposes here, it's CB, and you can put anything there. The CB is there just to mean cache buster. So we're going to now take note, watch line 6, X cache miss. Watch this. Miss, hit. Okay. So this tells us we can probably bust the cache on this or manipulate this in some way. Okay, so let's also try to add the X forwarded host header, because that would be a goal. That would be an attacker's goal, right? Would be to redirect users of this website to their malicious server. And that's actually going to be the goal here. So first things, let's just test it out. Let's see what happens if we just type in example.com. Now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to look for it. I'm going to search there. Okay, now you see this right here, and this within these HTML body tags, or right here, the script, JavaScript source. Now all of a sudden we see example.com. So this has been influenced by the X forwarded host header. All right. So this X forwarded host header has been used to dynamically generate an absolute URL for importing a JavaScript file stored at resources.js tracking.js. Now let's look at that was miss on the X cache response header. Let's send it again. Miss. Okay, in any event, this tells us that we can probably, if we can put or cache our malicious server right here, then that means that will be cached onto the server, the back end, and then users who visit it to be redirected to our malicious payload on the exploit server. So let's check this out. Here's exploit server. I like to open this in a new tab. Now let's see, remember the goal. Solve the lab, poison the cache. We need to alert document.cookie in the visitor's browser. I'm just going to copy that because obviously that's going to be the payload here. So I'm going to store that in the body. This is the exploit server. Okay. And then you see here server exploit.net. Well, because the exported host header dynamically generates an absolute URL for importing that JavaScript file, we need to use the /resources/js/tracking.js instead of /exploit. So that's going to go right here. Now, that's good. This is good. We're going to store this here. Now the goal is take this exploit server, stop right there at .NET, exploit server URL, and that's going to go in place for the value of X forwarded host header. Okay, looks good. So, like I said, the exported host header dynamically generates the URL. And here, we want to now remove the cache buster. So, remove the cache buster. And we want to put this here. There you are, have it right there, exploit server.net. Okay. Move this aside. Congratulations. And there you see it, pop up there. So that was it. Hope you found that informative. See you in the next video.